Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMTrading. Today is May 14th, 2014. Today is Wednesday. So as we've mentioned before, the week picks up as we get on the week. So do the economic events. So let's start out looking at the economic events for today. So a lot coming out of Europe. Germany at 9 a.m. South African time has a CPI number. Should be a high impact number actually coming out already. And then there's a number at 11:30 and 12:30 for the GBP. Okay, this is a major number for the GBP. It's an inflation report. It's also a discussion of the Bank of England governor speaking, Mr. Charney. So people are looking for some direction of what their monetary policy has been. They've been very conservative. They've really scaled back in the UK and been very, very responsible with not printing money, unlike many other economies internationally, namely the US. So let's see how the Bank of England continues to do the austerity process and take some measures in holding the value of the pound. And then later today at 3:30 we have a US number, the PPI number. Also an inflation-related number. It is normally high impact. I don't think it's going to move the market that much, but perhaps the EURUSD is going to see some action as a result of it. Just on the back of tomorrow and later this evening, the Japanese yen is going to have a GDP quarterly. That is a number that is going to come out right after midnight South African time. If you are up, then maybe you want to take some trades. The GBP, Japanese yen, as of course I've been mentioning it many times already, has been in a great tear up. So it might be a great number to really trade. Tomorrow we've got some major numbers coming out of the euro and the US, so I do expect some volatility in the euro. Let's just jump into the euro right now. The euro has just been, I can't call it tanking. It sold off tremendously, of course, from IHARA level from last week. If you remember, we made this double top. Okay, really this double top. This is actually really a double top, and never breaking out from 139.40. Okay, and then we completely retraced about 180 pips, 190 pips around on the way down, and then didn't see some solvency in the German number earlier in the week, and we sold off another 43.50 pips in this move down here. Relatively, we're hitting support at 137. 137 is a major support area, so buying into this little move over here might really be a good place to anticipate maybe a turnaround for the euro. The euro has been a little bit, has been very strong over the past year, as we've mentioned. It rallied all the way back from 121, 127 as early as 2013, just a year ago. So we've really come a long way on the upside. But as you can see, it has been trading in a range. And like I mentioned before, we are right now on the bottom of that range. If we look just previously to that, there was resistance at this level, 137, right here. We've breached it a couple of times, but mentally 137 is a very, very big number. So buying into this move at these levels, I think, is still very responsible. I don't think, if you do anticipate that it's going to go up, I don't think it's a crazy trade to buy around these lower levels and to anticipate some sort of strengthening and comeback for the EURUSD. Okay, jumping into the GBP Japanese yen, this is my favorite. Really has been trading tremendously well. So, a little bit quieter in the last couple of days, maybe because anticipating Charney's speech today and some major numbers coming out of the UK tomorrow. If we look at these levels, we hit 170. Look at one second. Let's start a longer time frame. Okay, if you remember, we're really at the upper range of this big tear up since the beginning of the year, and we're hovering at 170. 172-ish level. We hit all the way as high up as 175. So we are in the higher range, and we are closing up on the higher range with a tighter trading range, as you can tell here, much more volatile before, tremendous sell-offs. So we are consolidating. So I do anticipate some sort of move up or move down as normally happens when we consolidate, just because it's just lack of vision right now. Making higher lows, but it's still a straight line on the top. So I'm more inclined to think this is a bullish, okay, because we are making higher lows, okay, but this is staying straight. So it implies that it's going to want to go up, but yet, just be careful on the downside. Just make sure you put a stop loss. 171 is a good place for it. 170 also is a good place for it. So if you do take it long, just anticipate some sort of, well, not anticipate, but be careful to put in stop losses, trading responsibly. Okay, so that's the GBP, Japanese yen, major news coming out later today. The Aussies really picked up a little bit, jumped 50 points in the past day. As you can see, we're on the upper level here again. We consolidated here. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago until we found some sort of level that we were comfortable with at 192.500. Didn't really breach it, broke it here, but intraday, but then closed up higher. And then, as you can see, we broke up on the upside, challenged it on the downside, beautiful buy, and look at where we are right now, 194.033. So I do anticipate some sort of resistance at these levels, but again, like I said, don't fight the trend. Okay, the trend is still very up in this case. Okay, as you can tell right here, but there is a lot of resistance. So I do anticipate some sort of breakout, either a breakout or a retracement. So do definitely keep this on your radar. Definitely have it up. Okay, and lastly, from the Forex symbols, the USD ZAR. Okay, this is one of my favorite symbols, and you guys know that I've been watching this ever since last year when we were just trading in this tunnel right here in this little channel, up down up down. We made this huge high, okay, just earlier towards the end of last year, early this year, and now we've just retraced all the way back down. The ZAR has gotten much stronger. The currency has been much more responsible, either to economic factors or either to government factors, whatever it be. It's gotten much stronger, and as you can see, it's really hitting places where we were over here just about a year ago. All right, so this is a major level as a potential support level for it, as we've challenged it on the upside a couple of times. Okay, and then saw it as a support here, and now we're right back at that support level. So definitely keep it on your radar. If we do breach 120, I do anticipate we could go all the way up to 110 even. Do challenge these areas. I wouldn't short it right here because you'd be chasing it, but if it was to bounce a little bit to 1035, excuse me, or 1040, it might be a good area to start shorting in anticipation it's going to go down. But as you can see, it's been continuously breaking down. Okay, I'm not drawing a line I should draw a line, a trend line, to see what the exact area is here. But as you can tell, we're still on a downwards trend in the USD ZAR. So really noteworthy, and I'm happy for a lot of South Africans when they have to change their money from ZAR, from Rand to USD. They're going to get more bang for their buck. All right, if we look at the Dow Jones, just lastly, we had mentioned yesterday that it popped above this 16,600 level, breaking its 1665 high of the year, and now we're trading at 16,715. Huge levels, still very strong. Didn't really retrace that much yesterday. Okay, we have like almost, I wouldn't call this a inverted hammer, not just yet, but just keep an eye on it. All right, this is definitely in the ball game. It's definitely still trading quite nicely. Remember, if we look at a weekly chart, we're looking at areas that we've never been before. So we consider it on the upside. Let's see if there's some continued momentum on the upside. If not, then maybe you could look for a retracement, just quick retracement. Just remember, if you do decide to short it, just be careful and take stop loss and make sure that you have very tight stop loss. This is Razak at CMTrading. I want to thank you all and have a great trading day.